flexing, rolling through the SWAT. Repping for the city, hear him in the parking lot. Houston written across the jersey, ain't gon' never stop. Just fans got me tuning in, waiting for the drop. Astros, Texas, Rockets, Dynamo, they coming with it. When they pull up, got the city sitting on a fitted. Straight up A-Leaf, hold it down, ain't gon' never quit it. Just fans got me tuning in, let my dogs get it. Southwest A-Leaf, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans.
How's it going, everybody? It's Carlos, your host of the Just Fans podcast, and I got the one and only, the GOAT himself, XCAL Bruce. How's it going, man? How you been?
I've been a GOAT in many years, my friend. Thanks for having me, Carlos.
No problem. What number was it? Number 15 washed up YouTuber or something like that? That's on your files?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Hey, man, glad to have you on again.
Written and hosted by me, and I was the only applicant, and I still managed number 15. It's weird how that works out.
It's weird, yeah. How you manage that? Well, there you go. Number 15 washed up YouTuber.
I at least had my vote.
Yeah, at least you voted, right? At least you voted for yourself. Yeah.
I must.
Hey, man.
Surprised by the results.
Yeah, glad to have you on board. What? This is episode 11, and you're still back. You hosted it.
I may as well. You may as well just give me half ownership of this show.
Basically, at this point, yeah.
Any other friends, boy?
Yeah, I don't have any other friends. No. Yeah, man. No, appreciate you coming on again. It's always fun when we do these things, man. A lot going on in the wrestling community. Specifically after SmackDown last week, when it was announced that The Rock had came back to face off Roman Reigns, and then the whole Cody ordeal. But let's we'll get into that in a little bit. But that's been the biggest
disaster scenario.
Say it again.
The Cody Rhodes disaster scenario.
Yeah, the disaster scenario, exactly. So we'll get into that a little bit, but before that, let's get into some of what happened at Raw. So the Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Honestly, I just feel for Rhea Ripley's health. Anytime she goes against Nia Jax, like I saw on Raw, she did. I forgot what she calls it, but it's like the bonsai drop almost.
It
reminds me of
the bonsai drop.
Yeah, whatever she calls it,
her official name, but it's a bonsai drop.
The bonsai drop, and I swear, for a minute I was like, she's gonna land on Rhea's head. And I was just, it was just like
I hope Rhea
part
keeps
of me.
her eyes wide open so she doesn't get smushed like a Gallagher melon.
No, dude. So honestly, I you know how much of it, I'm a really big fan of Rhea Ripley. I like everything she does in the ring. To me, just seems to click, and she's just with the Judgment Day, it almost feels like, hey, it almost feels like, hey, she doesn't really need that, but hey, it helps the character along. But I like Rhea how she is, and I think giving her this type of rivalry with Nia Jax is a good one, and it's that's one I'm looking forward to seeing, actually. But just hoping the Rhea Ripley obviously comes out safe from this. And so I know they're doing the Elimination Chamber thing. What are your thoughts on the whole Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley rivalry that they're going for right now?
Well, it certainly helps to have a member of the family in high standing with the company you work for, right?
Nepotism higher?
Nepotism in my WWE? Never.
Yeah, never. Why? Never.
Well, it's we spoke about this before. It's like, they have all the women on SmackDown, and they have their own little universe, and then it's just Rhea Ripley and everyone else.
Right.
This, they're trying to work something with Becky Lynch, and she's going to be in the chamber too. But there's not much for Rhea to really do outside of Becky Lynch, so that's why I think they brought Nia Jax to give her someone to work with.
Right.
And I'd say the whole allure of that match would be can Rhea Ripley get her up for the Riptide, but I don't think she can even mechanically. I don't even think it's possible.
How do you get her up there for that?
Yeah, it's like trying to move a refrigerator around. It's like, you need
Gets
special
a dolly
tools for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be an interesting watch for sure. Like, I like the rivalry because, like you said, it's it's Rhea Ripley and and then everybody else, right?
Yeah, it's almost sort of like how Jade Cargill was
Yes.
in AEW,
In
where it's like
AEW.
Jade had the women that only challenged for her, and then like the Britt Bakers and Jamie Hayters of the world
Mhm.
never wrestled against her. It's kind of a weird dynamic since in WWE they pop back and forth between shows whenever they want. So,
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
like
it's something for her to do. I mean, I don't think Nia Jax has been terrible. I mean, the good lords, like I don't know why they keep giving what's her name, Maxine Dupree so much
yeah.
like wrestling time is like every it's like I mean I don't really want to watch it except for just for the part where she screws up. Like it's just she's so janky. Like,
Yeah.
it's a I mean one time all right, but like this
j-
like her last 4 wrestling
Yeah.
appearances like something has gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always something. It's always something. It's almost like now it's become a thing like, all right, what is she gonna mess up today?
Yeah.
Or what's gonna happen? Yeah, it's become one of those. Yeah. Um I would eventually like to see, which and I feel like all roads are leading to that. Jade Cargill against Rhea Ripley eventually, but I know they're gonna make us wait a little bit before that. I feel like we're gonna get obviously like some Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill first or something like that. But
Mhm.
eventually throwing her in the mix, I think that's gonna be a good one
Well, yeah,
because
I mean, ideally, it's she's gonna be going against all the top women they have. Becky, Rhea, Bianca, Bailey, Charlotte Flair when she comes back. I mean, those
Mhm.
are all money matches for that division.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it makes for good entertain, so for a lot more entertaining. We've said before several times, the WWE right now, the women's division is basically loaded in lots of areas, and obviously adding those ladies into the mix, man, it's gonna definitely do well for some storylines later on in the future. But I definitely I'm excited to see Jay Cargill, excuse me, get into that mix with Rhea later on, and like you said, even Charlotte Flair when she comes back and stuff like that. I think that's gonna
Mhm.
be fun. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that rivalry. That's gonna be fun. Next up, all right. So McDonough and like with Rey Mysterio against what was it, The Miz or whatever.
Tom and Nick Mysterio, not Ray.
Tom and Nick, sorry, Tom and Nick
Papa
Mysterio.
Ray's he's
Yeah,
rehabbing.
that's right. Bro, I gotta tell you, I am really enjoying R-Truth's segments. Like he doesn't miss. He just came back, and I mean, I remember when he used to have segments before, and they would fall a little bit flat. But dude, since he's been back with this whole Judgment Day thing, I don't hate it. Like you know how sometimes WWE is prone to like adding a character to try to spice up things in a certain stable or whatnot. Even
Well,
though I feel like, good, is that good?
no, so no, it's like it's a night and day difference. Like so, we I think we spoke about it. I don't know if it was on the show or
Mhm.
just in a private conversation or whatever. We were
Yeah.
talking about Chad Gable when
Hmm.
he was chasing after Gunther and like after that great match he had with like the family and they got the shot of his kid crying. It's like, all right, so maybe they'll make something out of Alpha Academy or Chad Gable or both. And fast forward like 2 weeks later, and then they give him Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
Tozawa's clearly there just that it's a comedy
It's a
gimmick.
comedy bit, yeah.
But then, on the other hand, you have R Truth, who's clearly, his thing is, making people laugh and he's very good
Right.
at it. And it's just it works so much better than the Tozawa segments
Hmm.
do. Because R Truth, he's funny as hell.
Yeah,
Straight
he's
up.
hilarious. He's hilarious. The t-shirt thing, that cracked me up big time. The t-shirt, selling the t-shirts or whatever that he was doing, and giving the money to like how do you call it? Damian Priest. And then I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
in
Hey,
this
hey, Doug, what's the code?
yeah.
I was like, I don't think the money in the bank briefcase even has a code.
Yeah, there's a code. It's just the briefcase.
Yeah, it's just got
Yeah,
a
and
match.
so he's like been on it. That like I don't know what the difference is, but he's been on it. The comedic timing on him has been great. Like that's one of the things that keeps me wanting to watch Raw is just wanting to see some of the R True stuff. And even occasionally, whenever I get to miss it, I'll purposely look on on YouTube for the R Truth moments or whatever, right? Because it's been just entertaining. It's just been fun to watch. Again, going back to the JD McDonough match against the Miz. I think he showed up as a security guard or something. He was wearing like the vest or the reflective vest or whatnot.
He had a like road safety vest on because
Yeah,
he had come out during the match with like a box of t-shirts because you know he
yeah,
was just in the Judgment Day clubhouse. It's like,
yes,
hey, so they got the shirts.
yeah, exactly.
But he was
So he was,
you know out there giving away to the crowd. And I mean it's I mean straight up. I mean the people are reacting to him. It's like he got like what the second or third biggest pop in that Rumble match.
that's right. And
Well,
even
I guess the third. Yeah,
yeah,
fucking Cody
right.
and
And
Braun
so
Breaker maybe.
oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that was to me that was great comedic timing and just the way the finish was fun too. You know, we're prone to seeing like the weird the weird the typical WWE finishes or whatever. For the what do you call it? When he gives the money to JD McDonough and then JD's like, all right, I'll whatever, this is good. He tries to puts in his tights, and then Miz goes in for the finisher and on time that money just goes flying. And then you see like
the visual of just the money flying everywhere and Truth is like standing mouth agape or whatever.
mhm,
It's like, man, that's all you, dog.
yeah.
No,
Oh, I love it.
it was funny. I enjoyed. I'm enjoying the hell out of R-Truth. I'm
Yeah,
glad they
man.
brought him back. He's one of the highlights of Monday night
Yeah,
for
and
me.
again with Damian Priest, like, because it's so funny how how Damian his character or whatnot, how he's supposed to be all serious, and then just the week before when he got jumped by the Judgment Day or whatever, but he took it as, oh, it's initiation, dog, it's
Yeah,
initiation or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and
Or the
like
Stockholm syndrome.
yeah, and then like everybody walks away from him, and then like I think at the end, Damian Priest was just looking at him, and he's like, you know what, R-Truth? He's like, what? Make yourself at home, whatever. And
I
he's like,
can't
all
be
right.
dealing with this anymore.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's
Killing
just
him
his
with
character.
kindness.
Yeah, I killed him with
Or his
kindness,
oldest time.
and the best part is trying to see these guys not crack up. The best one, I don't know if you've seen much. Dominic tries his hardest not to crack up. If you ever look at his face at every single one of these moments, he's chewing the gum. He's kind of doing whatever.
Probably biting the inside of his cheek.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I could tell. Like, there was a moment when he, I think when he put the shirt on him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?" He's looking at him, but he's like, you could tell in his facial expression, this dude's trying not to break character or whatever, right? And
Yeah, well,
so,
I mean, that's what R-Truth does. Is like
yeah,
he lives to try and get these men and women to break character. Like, I mean, there's montages of it on Twitter.
yeah.
It's, R-Truth making Brock Lesnar of all people crack up. Just
Who?
like Brock.
Who?
Who? Oh,
Who?
it's
If it's not in the WWE game cover, I don't know.
hey, there's Triple H and Shawn Michaels over there.
Yeah. Who are they fighting? Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. He's known for doing that. He's known for breaking character. It's just fun to see it again. It's just fun to see that
Yeah.
that live. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the Miz. Excuse me, I apologize, R-Truth. And then having the Miz mix in because there's I don't know about you, but there was times when the Miz was just getting way too annoying for me. And
Yeah, he can definitely. He
yeah,
goes through these phases of like, all right, he's pretty good right now, pretty
yeah,
decent. But like, other times it's just like nails on a chalkboard with whatever he's doing. Like, just get him
yeah,
off the TV, please. But
yeah, exactly.
right now, it's like he's been on
Toned.
a fairly decent run here, I think.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, so there goes for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, and that's one of the reasons why I'm tuning into Roz for the R-Truth stuff. So that's gonna be fun to watch. All right, the Imperium. And then like Jey Uso, that segment with Jey Uso and the Imperium.
Yeah.
Where what's his name? Gunther, however you want to call him, tells them that he was gonna beat him so bad or something like that he was gonna go back to the old days where they couldn't tell him and his brother apart.
Yeah, you're
That's such a good line.
You're gonna wish it was back in the time when the fans could not tell the difference between the two of you. It's like, oh yeah, all right.
All
Hey,
right.
look, Gunther, he's really finding himself on them. Like, he has hit like the last three guys with just great lines. When he hit the Miz with, everybody knows you've been bullied. But to me personally, I don't think you've been bullied enough. like, oh, all right.
Yeah, it's like, all
no,
right, guess
he's
we're
been
going
doing
there.
fantastic. I mean, his matches are. I've never seen a bad Gunther match since I've been back into the WWE here. And
Yeah.
now he's stepped up his mic work too, and it looks like they're trying to elevate his faction by giving them some injury angles and all that stuff, make him actually look competent instead of just getting beat down every week.
Yeah. No, it's been good. I'm really starting to see this potential this thing in Gunther, and he's like slowly becoming one of my top favorites one now. His mic skills are pretty decent. Also, again, when he delivered that line, like, I personally don't believe you've been bullied enough. I was like, oh, shit.
That's like
Damn.
one of my favorite lines of like
Yeah.
the past 6 months from any wrestler.
Yeah.
Damn, all right.
Damn. Just straight went for it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, this has been interesting rivalry. I think it'll definitely elevate Jay Moore, which is fine working with
Well,
these
I mean,
guys or
at
whatever.
this point, it's like, they got to do something with Jay. You can't call him main event Jay Uso and just have him keep losing. Like, so I'm
Right.
thinking maybe they'll actually finally pull the trigger on getting that belt off of Gunther, so that Gunther can start to be in the main event scene.
Yeah, that's true. And then give the belt to Jay. So in this case, another guy that I didn't write in the itinerary. If in this case, let's say they give it to Jay, do you see like something happening with LA Knight in that title with Jay?
Well, it's I mean, LA Knight's on SmackDown. Their
Excuse me.
title is the US title.
Yeah.
So I think where they're
Sorry,
going.
the US title. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, in my head, I think Logan's gonna he's gonna shyster his way out of another KO match, or shyster a win, and then LA
Yeah.
Knight can go at Logan Paul for WrestleMania for the belt.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't even
true.
have LA Knight on WrestleMania last year, and they were in Hollywood, so you can't have
Yeah.
a Hollywood WrestleMania with
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No,
I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, with all these comebacks, I don't know. I almost feel like LA Knight's gonna get lost in the shuffle, and then the fans
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
It's kind of seeming that way.
Yeah, like it's like, yeah, do you think it's gonna start dying down a little bit on him when he starts getting lost in the shuffle, like whatever not heat, but whatever thing he had going on for the crowd? I mean, it was just like we're thinking he's becoming the next, you know, top star or whatever, and then
Yeah,
like
then
you said, as of lately, it's just kind of
CM Punk. Here comes Randy Orton, and now Dwayne wants
a little piece of that.
wants to work a little bit. It's like, I'm sure LA Knight's like, damn it.
LA, damn.
Yeah,
You know?
through no fault of his own. It's like
No.
I feel like he's. I mean, I hope I'm wrong in this case. I hope
Same.
they find something for him, and I think the most logical choice would be him versus Logan Paul at Mania for the belt.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's even stated himself. It's like, I'm going for gold, and I don't care. I don't give a damn who's got it. I'm coming for it. Like,
Yeah.
months and months
Yeah.
ago.
So logically, yeah, I would say, yeah, for sure, you're right. Is definitely going for Logan Paul. Then for like a minute, I blanked out. I forgot he was on SmackDown and not on Raw.
That's
but
what you got a co-host for.
yeah, right. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be the guy that probably ends Gunther's reign or whatever of in the Intercontinental Championship. So,
Yeah,
but again,
it's they got to do something. You can't call him main event Jey Uso if all he does
Mhm.
is lose.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the people, he's got the crowd working, dude. Like every time his interest,
he runs the best concert in
yeah,
professional
right.
wrestling right now.
Our truth could only wish.
Well,
Yeah,
Jey
but hey,
keeps losing. It's our truth to be right there to take
yeah,
his spot.
exactly.
Mhm.
All right. So in as we're talking about this, one guy that you and I had talked about earlier, a few weeks ago, whatever. One of the times that you were on the show again,
Beat all of them now at this point.
all of them now. Drew McIntyre, right? Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, he has been
right.
killing it.
Remember we were thinking, oh, dude, he's done. Like
He's gone. It's like his character's kind of boring. It's like what he's got a sword, and he's big, and he kicks people and headbutts people, and it's like it was a very. I mean, he reached the ceiling with what he could with the material he was doing, but
yeah,
ever since they put Jey Uso on Raw, it's like it's revitalized him.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe
some light into him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, breathe some light
really
into
freshen him up, new coat of paint, and like he I mean, I'm not the
He's shutting it
spiritual
up.
person, but I prayed for it, and it happened, and I'm like, oh God,
Savage,
Jesus.
savage.
And
Drew
then
McIntyre.
yeah, then this past Monday, dude, so we have our mutual friend who's really bad with the memes.
Yeah.
And Drew comes out with the poorly edited shirt of him next to that 2024 CM Punk's WrestleMania main event where he's like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Dude, he was going off on Twitter all last week too, or whatever. I think there was a picture of CM Punk that WWE posted with like a broken heart or whatever, right? Then he goes off and in the comment section, he posts that picture of like Michael Jordan and his iPad just laughing out loud or whatever. I was like, that is hilarious. Just trolling to a whole nother level for him or whatever, right? Then there was a video that he put out of him like in the gym. I think his partner, whatever, is recording, and then he's like about to do triceps. He's like, I never miss tricep day, and he starts working working the tricep part out or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I loved it. Yeah, he's been a menace lately, and it's pretty funny. It's like you can see that he's definitely enjoying this part of it. Like heel Drew McIntyre has been perfect. I mean, yes, he's been heel, but this, I guess, new level of heel for him is
telling the truth.
It's just telling the truth. It's like he's becoming himself, or like that character. He's embracing that character.
Man, the thing is, it all starts like, are we all just forgetting that Jey Uso had a big hand in all the shenanigans that have gone on with people who've gone after Roman Reigns? It's like it's based in actual logical sense too. It's like,
yeah,
am I the observable reality? It stinks. What did we forget? They all did this.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see this all unfold. And I can't wait to see CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Once Punk comes back, and probably Punk will go out another 3 months after that match, because man, every match, God.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he might have to consider the Undertaker schedule. Train all year for one match.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
get that replacement hip
for the next one.
Yeah, get that replacement hip, new knees, all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, seeing him, and then that segment on Raw with Cody at the beginning of Raw, Cody and how do you call it? And Seth Rollins, when he was talking, the whole segment himself, Drew, when he was just talking about, with Seth trying to convince him, I guess, to choose whomever, and that whole segment with Drew was pretty neat. I like I'm telling you, I feel like he's really embracing that character, and it's a whole new Drew for me, I guess. So he's getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah, babyface sword wielding freak. Like I said, he reached the ceiling with that. So like, no, it's Drew McIntyre right now is another highlight of Monday night for me.
Oh, for sure. That segment itself, he did the I forgot what it's called, that move to the head, whatever, the Glasgow, not the Glasgow kiss.
That's the Glasgow kiss, the headbutt.
Yeah, and so he did that. He did that to Seth, and the whole time I'm thinking to Seth, I'm like, oh, there goes a knee. That's what I'm thinking when I see it. I was like, oh, there goes a knee.
Yeah, well, Seth's not straight edge, I don't think so. He can do the Peyton Manning HGH stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you start seeing like a big forehead come out, gigantism, whatever. And so
I just watched the Simpsons baseball episode yesterday.
There you go. So I'm talking about.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. But yeah, and then like the way he was talking to Cody, using the whole dad reference or whatever, I thought that was pretty fun. So good segment overall, and then he just becomes a menace or whatever, and I like it. I like that now Drew is getting in that mix now, in a way. Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, the upper card is, it's overflowing now. It's just it'll be interesting to see how they want to play all this out on top of the shenanigans from last Friday.
So let's go into that real quick. So Friday, just tweets and tweets and tweets after SmackDown ended with The Rock now. All right, so it looks, so that's the thing. It looks like The Rock just pulled a Hogan, right? And coming in to save the day or whatever.
Oh yeah, had
Yeah,
to. Bret Hart couldn't beat Yokozuna, so
yeah, exactly. So Rock says he's like, oh, gotta do, if you can't do something right, gotta do it myself or whatever. He comes in and puts himself in it.
yeah,
Then
and burying one of their big pay-per-views by
yeah,
like
by doing that and like then at
having
the point
Cody yield
at
his
the time
match
it's like,
to
what's the
Mania.
point? Yeah. Like, what's the point? What's the point of you pointing at Roman Reigns and pointing at the WrestleMania sign as many of them do, and then that shit happens. So it's like, okay, so to me it was at the time when I saw it, I was very confused, and I even texted you guys about it or whatever, and we were texting back and forth on it, and uh it was just crazy. And then I think I had texted you guys, hey, remember like CM Punk told him that same thing like just a few weeks prior or whatever. Oh, look, and what just when you're about to finish the story, a much bigger superstar here to take it all away from you.
Yeah, I mean that's aged so hilariously because Punk was obviously talking about himself, but now he
Right.
couldn't because
Yeah.
he has history with The Rock. Because
Yes.
I mean it's and now he could say it's like yeah I could spell Dwayne coming from a mile away.
Yeah. It's exactly what it
It didn't
is.
go down for you exactly how I had hoped, but I was right in the end, regardless.
Yeah. Regardless, yeah. It's insane. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how that worked out. And then apparently, um, over the weekend, apparently, there were massive amounts of obviously the Cody support, the Twitter handles, and all that to the point where like that
It was
when
trending for like
it
3
was
days straight.
right, it's 3 days
It
straight,
was
and then
nuts how much love Cody has been like. I know he's popular, but I didn't expect
like that
300,
much, right?
yeah, that's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tweets throughout the course of 3-4 days or whatever. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And just the support that he got, the "We Want Cody" hashtag was trending was trending like you said for 3 days. Then how do you call it? Over the weekend, they make it seem like it was planned all along. Yet I don't know. I kind of
It's
don't
the
buy it.
weird. Okay, yeah, it's. I mean, they really written themselves into a corner because
They did
why would they have Cody come out as like I sought counsel and the whole shake and then
yeah.
Cody looking clearly not very happy.
Very pissed. Like
Yeah,
what was
they're
it?
trying to get the
Somebody
cameras
on
following him and it's like he's about to break down and it's
yeah.
man.
There was a Twitter post that made me laugh that I wanted to send you guys, and it reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons when Ralph Wiggum gives a Valentine's Day card to Lisa.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, and then Bart freezes the screen, and he's like, if you look closely, this is a moment where you can actually see his heartbreak or whatever, right? And they did that for Cody Rhodes when The Rock was hugging him, and then he was like telling him something in his ear. And then Cody's facial expression just like drops down, and somebody said the same thing. If you look closely, this is the exact moment when his heart breaks or whatever. And so,
It was I think
yeah.
it's rumored. I mean that nothing is
Right,
concrete exactly
right,
about how exactly this has all gone down, but it's like Cody went into the like the Rumble, if he was gonna win, so he reacted the way he should, pointing at Roman,
right,
finish the story, yada yada yada, and then Dwayne becomes he's on the board of directors and he finagles himself, and it's rumored that like him having a match at Mania with Roman was like part of him taking that position, which
right.
is I mean we may never know exactly what went down. Stuff like this is usually kept so
Pretty quiet or
yeah.
whatever. What I found was weird is that so initially when WWE released that video of that segment or whatever of The Rock and Cody hugging, the first video that they showed was that moment where again Cody
Yeah,
facial
it
expression
was
just completely
unedited. It was
changes.
just the
Yeah,
whole segment from
right.
start or wherever it started
Mhm.
till it ended until they went off the air. And
And
then
then it got the dislikes, right?
and now those two segments are now the number 1 and 2 most disliked YouTube videos
Yeah,
on WWE's channel.
yeah. It had more dislikes than likes at towards the end, and
Yeah.
but then the second one they edited out was like they edited out Cody hugging The Rock and exiting the ring all sad or whatever. Um,
No, apparently it's like they re-upload like the same segment multiple
oh, did they?
times. So like, well, apparently, well, I mean, I'm not gonna go through the entire YouTube WWE
Yeah,
library or whatever to try and verify, but they're reading the comments and such from various places. It's not uncommon for them to re-upload a previous segment, but edit it down for maybe more short form content or whatever, like
yeah.
TikTok or Shorts or whatever. So not uncommon, but I
Mm.
mean the timing just could not be worse.
Wasn't any, didn't help him out at all, or whatever, right?
Yeah, so
With
I mean
the,
the optics like I see what you're doing.
yeah,
You're trying to weasel your way out of this.
yeah, exactly. But apparently, like at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, there were like multiple fans that reported that were there on Twitter. That, I mean, of course, it is Twitter, that they were handing out purposely, "We want Cody" signs, so that people could kind of flash him out or whatever. And it
Oh, I mean
it,
they made very certain to show, multiple sections with the, hashtag we want Cody and
Mhm.
Michael Cole was mentioning it on commentary several
Yeah,
times throughout the show. So I mean, if this is something they planned on happening, I mean, that's some next level foresight. But
yeah,
I mean, I can't imagine The Rock is like he he's not very popular in Hollywood right now because of the whole Black Adam fiasco and how
yeah,
he reacted to it. Being
right.
a box office bomb, and then you hear that him with the Fast Fury like Vin Diesel, like they were on the ass because
For,
they
yeah,
just didn't get along. Because that's Vin Diesel's project. The Rock is a
right.
guest there, and you know The Rock is very protective over his image. So now the Black Adam movie that bombed. And then at the end of Fast 10, spoilers if you haven't seen it, The
Mm,
Rock will be back for
yeah,
in the Fast and Furious universe. It's like, oh, that's interesting timing
interesting timing. Yeah.
because it's
So,
well known they hate each other, and he's coming back to a
right.
franchise where he hates the guy who runs it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
so
see,
he's had to eat some crow in Hollywood.
oh yeah, definitely. So I honestly, Bruce, like going back to your point, what you said about The Rock is very protective of his image. Obviously there's no proof, but in my mind, I'm over here thinking, hey, I'm pretty sure The Rock was trying, what did it for whatever reason, because he wanted to save the match at WrestleMania. But I guess when he saw this whole support for Cody and people actually booing him or whatever, I feel like there may have been some, "Oh, we were behind this the whole time," kind of a thing, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, how how else are they gonna play it? I could just, I mean, either Cody or The Rock is gonna have to backtrack on what they said, and The Rock
Right.
being The Rock, I'm sure he's gonna make Cody bite the bullet on that one. I mean, we'll see this coming Friday, what exactly happens there. But I mean, someone's gotta bite the bullet on this, and I mean, does like is there that level of backtracking in
Yeah.
professional wrestling? Because I mean, this stuff is booked out, months and months in
Right.
advance.
Right, exactly.
So like, what's The Rock gonna say? What I actually meant at the
Right,
time.
it's like, how do you, yeah, like you
Yeah,
said earlier too, like, they wrote themselves
I mean,
into a
Cody
hole.
can be like, he could maybe say was like, I really thought about it, and it's like, I won that Royal Rumble match. You don't just get to show up and take my match. So
Yeah.
maybe they could play it like that angle, have Cody come out and cut a fired up promo or whatever. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they want to play this.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But that, overall, like, at the end of the day, it makes you wanna watch it. This is getting more attention. This is getting
No,
more
it's like I
people,
even have a separate group chat with a couple of different friends. Like they don't watch wrestling, and they got
Right,
wind of like The Rock at WrestleMania. Like they didn't
right,
read into it. They just know that it's gonna happen. It's like, oh wow, The Rock's coming back. That's pretty cool. And then
right.
being the wrestling nerd, I had to educate him on it. It's like he hasn't wrestled in over a decade.
Yeah.
These things never work. And like if he actually wrestles that match, he is going to break something. And
Yeah,
I brought up
there's no
too is
way.
like after like a 40-second physical confrontation with Jinder Mahal, then he turned into Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle.
He did, dude. I was like, I don't
You
know how you're doing. Yeah.
think I should sit at the bar? So
I
like,
really thought it was,
laid it out.
yeah,
I laid it out to them, but I mean, The Rock, he is, he is one of the most popular people on the planet, for better
yeah,
or for worse. And even, just fans who watched him way back in the day, strange wrestling fans have heard about it, and I'm sure, The Rock being announced has already sold a couple of Peacock subscriptions.
yeah. No, definitely. It's he's popular enough to where even like people that didn't watch wrestling, like you said, or whatever, like people that don't watch wrestling, like even like anybody knows who The Rock is. Anybody who's anybody knows who The Rock is, or Dwayne, whatever. So some people may not even know that he's a wrestler, as hard as that is, that
Yeah,
he was a
I'm sure
wrestler.
there's. I mean, we're getting
Yeah,
we're getting
yeah,
up there in age ourselves. I'm sure there's an
yeah.
entire generation
Generation.
of people who
Yeah,
have grown up who just know him as Dwayne Johnson, the Hollywood actor.
yeah, because
Like,
yeah,
I heard he did something before he came to Hollywood, but I don't really
yeah,
care
who
that
knows
much.
what it is, right? Yeah, and that's the thing. Like he draws people in, and it's I don't want to say he's like the Taylor Swift to the
Taylor
WWE.
Swift for men.
Yeah, Taylor Swift for men, the WWE
Taylor Swift for wrestling
for
fans.
wrestling. But he's a Taylor Swift for wrestling fans. There you go. And so that's what it is. I just think that he was trying to protect that image because
Yeah,
like
'cause
you
I
said,
mean, it's
there's no,
literally written into like his Hollywood contracts that he can't like lose an on-screen fight or
right.
whatever, or if he lose, like he can't ever come out looking weak, which is an odd thing. Because I mean, like, dude, it's like, have you ever heard of the like Rocky fall and the Rocky training
Yeah,
montage? And the champion overcomes the odds and all the obstacles in front of him. Like I don't know. The Rock is a very weird person.
yeah.
To be quite
It's like
honest, which is because if you go back and like when he was an active wrestler back in the late '90s, early 2000s, like he lost a lot.
he did
He
big time.
lost a lot, and then he gets on the Hollywood teat, becomes one of the highest paid movie stars ever, and it's such a complete 180.
Yeah, it's Hollywood. I guess you could say Hollywood changes people. I mean, The Rock
Yeah,
went Hollywood. Remember when they used to talk shit about him in the early 2000s? The Rock went Hollywood. The hurricane when he,
yeah,
yeah, like The Rock
yeah.
went
But I mean,
Hollywood or
even
whatever.
then, it's the Hollywood Rock still got it still laid down for Brock Lesnar, laid
Yeah,
down for
he
Goldberg,
did.
laid down for Austin. I mean,
Yeah. It had to be I think once The Rock, I guess, probably realized, oh, I can't really compete with much of these dudes anymore. That's when it's like I have to instill I have to secure my masculinity or whatever, or my or I gotta show who's alpha here or whatever. And that's usually the case. I mean,
yeah, and then they're gonna have the match. Oh my quad!
yeah, exactly. The Rock's quads go out. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it happening because I mean, you can't cut that promo after the Jinder Mahal thing and not do anything with it. But
Correct.
to ask Cody for like the title match, it's just like it's
That's
such a
asinine.
bizarre thing. You bury your
Yeah.
pay-per-view, you bury one of the most important matches in professional wrestling, period, in the Royal Rumble, just because this guy's coming back after an 11-year layoff. Because he stunk the shit the bed with DC and Black Adam. So
Yeah.
like, oh well, you know what? The wrestling fans will always love me.
This is my
And
go-to
but
place.
and the fit with the Philadelphia crowd. I mean, if they go through with this,
Oh no, not with the Philly
we
crowd.
could hear some Die Rocky Die chant.
Die Rocky Die, which we haven't heard. You know what was funny when you were here during that at the beginning of that Seth Rollins, not the beginning, but like when Cody came out or whatever on the Seth Rollins segment, and you started hearing Rocky sucks again for the first time in God knows when, and then like even
I mean,
Michael
2
Cole,
decades.
yeah, decades. Like Michael
Yeah.
Cole even said, "What is this, 1996 or something like something along that reference or whatever."
Not since what was it, the Rock concert 1 or 2, where he was
Yeah.
dumping
When
on
it-
Sacramento.
yeah, and that was what 2002.
Yeah,
It's been
I was like, seriously, it's been over 20
oh, it's
years.
when he was going on. Is that rivalry with Goldberg?
Yeah.
When he did that concert. So yeah, about 02, 03, something like 03. I think it was 03 when Goldberg came in for the first time.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, and so yeah, those Rocky sucks chants. I was like, dang, low key. I was thinking to myself, is heel Rock coming back? I just thought he was going to be embracing that heel.
I mean, that might be cool if, like, if he decides to embrace all this hate and want to go. If he goes full corporate Hollywood Rock, might be something there. But
That would be kind
I
of cool. I'd like to see that.
yeah, I mean, but The Rock and his weird ego that he has seemed to have developed over the you know since going full Hollywood or whatever. It's
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah. I don't think.
are they gonna try and is he gonna try and be like the forced babyface Roman Reigns that didn't work for
Oh
so
God.
long? Like, is he
Yeah.
gonna like try to pretend this like nobody hates him right now or whatever over this Cody Rhodes stuff? Like,
Yeah.
they can either lean into it and be really good, or try to ignore it and just end up being or end up being die Rocky die.
Dude, yeah, exactly. I remember it's very reminiscent of that old promo he gave when he was turning heel, and he said, "I come here and I work my butt off for you people, and what do I get? Chance of Rocky sucks and die, Rocky die." And that's the level of respect I get from you pieces of crap or whatever. I was like, that
I mean, if he wants to go full heel, that'd be great. But
that'd be great.
it's still. I don't think that's what they're gonna do because I
No.
mean, at the very least, what they should do is like Rock versus Roman night one, no title on the line, or vice versa, and then the next match, Cody versus Roman for the title with like The Rock as special enforcer or whatever. Like I was saying when we were watching the Royal Rumble, this tribal combat, but have it mean something.
Yes.
Actually, bring in the Elder, bring in Alpha Sika, bring in Rikishi, and
Yeah.
when the Bloodline tries to interfere, Rikishi looks at him just no, there's
Yeah.
something they can
Give
do
him
there.
the disappointed look or whatever. The nope or whatever. That'd be good.
Yeah.
That's a good storyline. Hey, they have an opening for WWE in the Stanford headquarters for what was it, producer, some of
Yeah.
that you.
I mean, I'm not really a fan of establishments that have rape rooms. Like, God.
Yeah, there was a thing. It came out. It was like somebody on Twitter posted it like, "Hey, there's an opening position for like the one of the producing jobs or whatever." I was like, yeah.
Do I get to see the room with the weird chair with the hole
Oh
in it?
gosh. Mm-mm.
I
Oh,
laugh because it's very disgusting and disappointing. It's my
it's
coping
awful.
mechanism here.
Yeah, it's the worst. Freaking Vince. Um, so going back to that, would you be opposed to seeing? I mean, from right now, it looks like all roads are facing. Not to be no pun intended, really. Are facing Seth or they're really advertising the whole Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Um, you. It's obviously like I don't. I wanted the Reigns thing just because number one, I wanted Reigns off the title, or whatever. But now he's gonna go for the working man. I guess the working man's belt or title or whatever. So
That's not as popular as the Intercontinental Championship.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it's like an empty feeling, I guess, with all this situation. And
I mean
just
that belt it's a consolation prize. It's
it is.
like Triple H even said it so. We had to make this because Roman barely works, which I mean it's true to a point, but it's like so that's just what I mean. It's always going to be second fiddle. I'd say
Yeah,
I mean it's third fiddle at this point because it's it goes Universal title, then the Intercontinental, then
whatever's after
yeah.
U.S. title or whatever. I don't know, whatever it
I
is.
mean, well, I mean, well, I mean, Seth hasn't been bad on the mic lately, but
No,
I mean,
he's been tolerable. Like
yeah,
I've actually enjoyed Seth. This injured Seth is good Seth.
yeah. Well, ever since Punk come back, he's cutting more serious promos instead of doing I am a visionary.
But I like those. Like those to me, it's a more controlled Seth Rollins because I guess when you kind of gave him a little bit of free reign and he started doing the "I am a visionary" at what those types
Yeah,
of
he
promos
just
that
it's a
bore me.
crappy Joker.
Yeah,
Like the
it really
cackling and
was.
saying
Yeah.
nothing, a lot of words and like, but I mean, Cody versus Seth at Mania would be an ultimate disappointment.
Yeah.
As evidenced by all the YouTube dislikes and 3-4 days worth of trending, and I mean, we just
What's
got to
yeah.
see how it plays out here. I mean, I hope they do something like Brock decided he'll be special guest enforcer or whatever, or Tribal Combat Night 1, and it breaks the bloodline up or whatever, what
Yeah.
have you. That's what I hope would happen, but
Yeah.
usually what I hope happens doesn't end up happening at all. So I'm
Again,
used
there's
to
an
the
opening,
disappointment.
Bruce. That there's an opening.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. No.
So what's your experience? I've been watching for 30 years.
I know a thing or two. I know a thing or two about
Yeah,
wrestling.
I'm a jack off with an opinion.
Yeah.
Where's my check?
There you go. Hired. Yeah. No. And so yeah. I don't know how they're gonna really dig themselves out of the situation. But I mean that's the whole thing. It pulls you in and is drawing viewership no matter how it's drawing viewership in areas like, again, for the outsider's perspective, The Rock came back. I want to see what The Rock does. From the wrestling fan standpoint, it's like, oh, screw The Rock. What the hell? Why would you do that? You know, your time is up, old man, or whatever. And then you also have like a lot of the there was some tweets that were going on that says we want Rocky. So there was like there's a fandom for obviously for the Rock's fans also that was also trending for a minute. So it's drawing viewership no matter what. So overall, I feel like
right
yeah,
now it's in the spot of all publicity is good publicity. Right, well,
right,
maybe not all of their publicity with
yeah,
the whole
right.
McMahon and John Laurinaitis stuff, and
It's a huge distraction away from it. Almost seems like it.
yeah, I mean, there's maybe that's why they had The Rock come back like he did to sort of distract from the whole Vince McMahon thing, because John Laurinaitis is looking like he's gonna sing every song
Counters
that
too or
that
whatever,
he
right?
will. Sorry,
Not counters too. I'm sorry. Like he's gonna just
he's gonna
flat out.
cooperate.
Yeah,
He's claiming to be a victim, and he's gonna
yeah,
he's gonna sing and bring down as many people with them, or try to reduce his sentence or whatever.
yeah.
So this could have been a board of directors thing where it's like, well, Dwayne, we need you.
Yeah. They walk it, get The Rock, get Dwayne. Yeah, it's a messy situation.
They have a light on top of like the TKO tower with the Brahma bull or whatever.
The Brahma Bull. It's like the red Batman phone. Get Dwayne. Yeah, and then the light of the Brahma Bull. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see for sure. But yeah, I look forward to this. Elimination Chambers next. I mean, do we see any title changes there?
No, I mean it's
Right.
just everything is, I think, pretty well established as to what's going to happen. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know who's going to win the women's chamber.
Right.
I would assume Becky, because I
Right.
think Becky versus Rhea Ripley would be the money match right now.
Right.
Since Bailey will be going for Io Sky and
Io Sky,
feud with Damage Control, but it's just like, I mean, I guess the winner of the men's chamber fights Seth at Mania, which could very well be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind, actually.
Yeah, that would be a good one, actually. So yeah, well, let's see what happens.
I mean, it just depends on how they want to play this whole stuff with The Rock.
Yeah,
It's
like a wait and see right now.
Someone's gonna have to backtrack on what they said. Like I was saying earlier, and Cody's gonna be Dwayne's not gonna go back on his word and all that.
Yeah.
To fight Roman at Mania, but if Cody comes out and says, it's like I've thought it over. I can't do that to these fans. I was in that Rumble match, not you. All the respect in the world, but I earned it. I'm fighting Roman at Mania. Deal with it.
That would be legit. Well, because remember they were kind of
that's the only sensible way. Because Dwayne's not going to apologize. Like I've finally listened to the fans.
Finally, The Rock understands you, Cody.
Do it for your daddy.
Do it for your father. See, The Rock once had a father. It just goes off. The great,
yeah, the great
Rocky Soulman, Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, they do love to show that clip of young Dwayne in the crowd watching that match.
Yeah,
but
it's been.
I think that's the only way that can really work. If Cody shows up, shows some spine, says, "I earned that match. It's mine. Deal with it."
Oh yeah, exactly.
You may be The Rock, but I won the Rumble. Too bad.
Exactly, and it also makes Cody seem like, hey, I'm gonna stand up for myself and I'm gonna speak up, kind of thing. Also, so it makes him look alpha-ish.
Yeah, but it'll just be weird because I can't think of an instance off the top of my head where like something like a wrestler says something, it usually happens, bar divine intervention or some horrific accident or injury or
Right.
whatever, where the planes then just by default have to change.
Yeah.
I mean, they came in with this plan and it blew up in their face.
Yeah.
So to see them have to backtrack, I don't think has ever happened before.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen
even
it.
if they do decide to backtrack, they could just say, "Yeah, well, guess what, Cody? You can." Well, then again, wait. If Cody does end up going for Seth at Mania, what's the point of the men's chamber?
Right, exactly.
Doesn't the winner of the men's chamber get a title shot of his choose? Well, I guess they could choose Gunther, but I mean,
which gold would they choose?
Yeah, which gold will they choose? I mean,
yeah. All right. Well, hey man, Bruce, as always, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week. No, I'm kidding. No, we'll see. It's just one of those.
Well, you got my number.
Yeah, I know. And again, thank you again for swinging by, dude, and for doing this. This is going to be fun to watch for sure from here until Mania, and I'm sure we'll be doing a few of these shows where on the road to WrestleMania like this one, and just see how the story with The Rock develops. Really, I just don't see how they're digging themselves out of this one.
Baseball, so
say it again.
Ain't got no football or baseball.
Yeah, got no football, no baseball. I started getting into the Rockets, Bruce. I started watching some Rockets games now, so that's
Every time I go to watch them, they lose.
Yeah. Have you been watching them lately?
I catch a game like once a week. Yeah. I primarily work nights, and
right.
They play in the evenings. But I watched the Timberwolves game on this past Sunday, and they got crushed. Surprise! Yeah. It's like they're garbage on the road. So.
Oh yeah, they are.
But no, they've bright future ahead. I mean,
for sure, definitely. Really quick, what's up, brothers? What's up, Rafael? Capitan Rafucho, check him out, guys. Great dude. Great content on his channel. Y'all, please make sure to check him out. Rafael Chastain, thank you, buddy, for just stopping by. All right, Bruce, that's gonna be our show, man. Again, thanks for coming, dude. Appreciate you, and we will see you. Oh, so he says. Carlos, nice t-shirt of Linkin Park, one of my favorite bands ever. Salute to everyone in the chat. Yes, sir. All right. Again, as I was saying, Bruce, thank you for coming, and that's going to be it for our show. Stay tuned for us, for Rios and I on Friday when we have our Rockets versus Raptors watch along. That's going to be fun to see. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for us. See y'all later.
Takes it easy.
Bye.
Southwest A-League, Texas, throw down here and it's so infectious. We ride for the Houston Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, and them Texans. If you ain't never been down here, but rule number one, you gon' respect us. Just fans in my speakers, new one drop, they bout to bless us. I might right through the SWAT, playing just fans right through your spot. Look,